So obviously, every single time I don't check the audio, it's never working. But welcome back to another video. This video is going to be all sorts, but mainly wheels and van upgrades and repairs, like normal. Possibly wheel bearing and front discs as well. Right now, I bought a spare wheel for 50 quid. Not this one, this is my front tyre. It's just a rim, so I need a tyre putting on it. But I obviously need to make sure there's enough space when mounting this that the tyre can fit on with a tyre. I don't really ever want to get bigger wheels because that will lower my gearing or higher my gearing, which I do not want because it's high enough, I can barely move. But yeah, I'm basically lining this up with on here, and then that's going to work out where in the spare wheel is going to sit. Drill the holes, stick these M12 bolts through, and then put a nut on the outside, and then put the wheel on, and then put a nut on the wheel as well. So I'm going to crack on doing that, and I'll see you in a bit. Ta-da! So that is the new spare wheel mount done, and that is one of the new rear wheels, as I explained before. So if you look closely, the paint job is terrible. But it's nice on the other side because this wheel after Wednesday is going to be seen only from the outside, really, unless it goes and has to come back here. But yeah, and then I've painted the inside of the near side front wheel, offside front wheel. I painted the inside of this. As you can see, there's some black paint spillages there, but again, this side and the outside is never going to be seen. All the ones you can see I've repainted so that they match the freshly painted one of this, so that now they're all freshly painted green wheels. So on Wednesday, when I go in and get the new tyres, I'll get those two balanced and put on the front. I'll get that one put on the back, and then I'll get this one in the near side front, get two new Michelin tyres, and then go on the rear. So yeah, hopefully they didn't mind that. Yeah, so there's the beast of a wheel carrier, and I must say it does add a lot of looks to the van, and the solar is doing good. And do you all like my new stickers? Slow as fuck, and that one you can't see because it pulled off some of the black paint. It says go around. If it was meant to be fast, it wouldn't be shaped like a brick. So yeah, that's what that one says. Yeah, right, I'm going to leave you, and I'll probably catch you tomorrow because the sun's about to set, and I'm going to make some dinner. So I just thought I'd put the camera on because I filmed the fire. Now we can have the door open. Just burnt a few bits of pallet and just take the edge off this morning. It's like 15 degrees in here. Now it's 16. The heat from that fire is amazing. With the door open as well, you get the heat directly from the fire. I can feel the heat from here. If that door was shut, I couldn't feel the heat here. Yeah, it's good. And you get the light and the sounds and the flames, and I could just watch that for hours. It's mad, isn't it, fire? Mad. Anyway, today is hopefully basically what happened with the welder. I was doing the burner flue, as you saw from last week's video, or the week before actually, because I filmed a few videos, but I was sitting that card up there, upgrading the burner flue. It was part of a video, I can't remember which one. But yeah, what happened is I'd done that, and there's a little crack on one of the handles which we welded. So I was like, I'll just, you know, top that up. Flicked it on, and it just went bang, and that was that. It just literally made a massive pop sound, and I was like, whoa. And that was that. Never turned on again. So I took it back, and I said, can I have another one? And they were like, yep, because it's tool station, you know, they'll just give you another one. But it's next day, they never have them in stock, which is fine. And this was last bank holiday weekend, and this was Friday as well, and he's like, it should be a Saturday, if not Monday. And then come Saturday, I didn't get a call to say it was ready, but I did get a text or an email to say I'd been refunded. And I was like, what? No, I asked for a new one, not to be refunded. Anyway, so then I bought a new one on Friday night, Friday afternoon. It was before 4 o'clock, it was like 3:30. You know, it should have been all ready for yesterday. They did all the checks, said it was there ready before the truck left for the depot and stuff, but it just didn't get delivered yesterday. So I'm going to go pick it up today, but they can't guarantee what time it's going to be there today. So basically that's just thrown us all off. On Aid and Biff's van, we're just getting the worst bits done, just the bonnet and the wings. It's 4 patches, 3 maybe 4. There's some bubbling, I reckon it's a hole. But happy I've got my spare wheel now. I want to build a little shelf here, so that when I'm sat here I can stick my tea on a little shelf there. Not spill it, just sit it. Move the temperature sensor a bit higher up. And then also when I'm in bed, this side, I can stick, you know, the like cup of tea on a shelf as well. Well, that's what it sounds like when you turn the hot water on and the pipes are over boiling. It makes a steaming sound. We'll be going on a walk, I expect, in a bit, and then I'll catch you later when we start doing some bits on the van. I've got that shelf to build, and the diesel heat adapter went into the cab. I've got to try and borrow an 80mm hole saw from next door. The only 80mm hole saw screw fix did was 40 quid, so I was like, no chance. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now, and I'll catch you later on when we're doing some interesting stuff. This morning I painted this wall, and then I just stuck that there, and look how nice that looks. Excuse the inverter. That looks like, I don't know, just it looks quite modern, which kind of looks out of place, but it kind of goes with the tiles. It just looks smart, much better than the scrappy plywood basically, so I'm happy with that. But I'm just making another, just heated this up in the air fryer, and then the falafels that I made are cooking in there. Well, not cooking, just warming again, just air frying. And then I'm gonna stick some salad in there, stick some falafels in there. We'll be good to go. And then I might make some bread. Looking at this recipe, brown bread. I want to make some brown bread so I can have it as toast and bread in soups. Yeah, it looks quite simple. I mean, it says, you know, no fail, so should have good results. Yeah, these turned out well though. I'm really happy with these. Yum. They're so nice. Better than chopped pork. Not as good as, better. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Oh, and it's a lovely day, as you might be able to tell because I've got the top on. Oh, and I put up the shelf here. So now, just cut this out. And I'm going to pop it out. Ta-da! So, this, many of you will know, I've talked about it a lot, but many of you won't. This is going to be a wood storage door. This one's also coming off, but not yet, because of that and that. So yeah, these are I'm gonna glue these to a bit of ply, glue and screw these to a bit of 12mm ply, and then they are gonna put some hinges down on that beam there, and then they're gonna sit like that, and then it's going to open, and this is going to be my firewood wood fire door. And then to lock it, there's going to be a padlock catch at the top. Just put a padlock on, same ones as the ones on the ladder because it came in a pack of 3. It's just kind of the cheapest and easiest way I thought to do it. Anyway, I've just finished making that bread. It's just finished baking, so I'm going to take that out now. Look at that. That looks pretty nice. Right, I'm going to take this out and put it on a cooling rack so it can sit to cool. And then I'm going to hinge this, well, turn this into a door. So I just found this random scrap of ply in the wood store, and it's the exact size that I need, which is kind of a bit mad, but there we are. The gap around the edge is actually a really useful thing. I'm trying to work out what way's best. Yeah, it's actually really useful that it's a bit smaller, because I'm going to make a lip on the inside with a rubber seal that's going to touch that lip. Yeah, so really it's absolutely perfect. I'm just going to put some screws in and hope these aren't too long. Well, I'll check they aren't too long. When screwing this cladding, this 8mm cladding, it really likes to warp, so put 2 screws in it, kind of 15mm away from each edge, or 20mm away from each edge. And that way it won't warp, because it doesn't really warp the other way. It only warps from the joints out and the middle concaves in. But if you screw it the other way, it doesn't do that. I'm gonna screw the hinges down. They should have chiseled it out, but the door's the right size because I planed it down a bit to take the angle off that the multi-tool had put on. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Yay. Right, here it is. Just do that, and drop that down. That'll drop right down to like that. And then you can load all your wood in, you know, chuck it all under the floor, and you bolt it back up, stick a padlock on it, and you're good to go. But if you park somewhere for a few days, it's in the middle of the just leave that off. You know? I just wanted to have that on so you can't just go up, lock the door down, open that door, go under there and come up through the floor. I just need to get some strips of wood or some batten, see what I got, and screw and glue them to the wall all the way around, well on the 3 sides, and then I can put some D-shaped rubber around. Okay, so it's now like sunset, but here it is. So it's looking pretty cool now with all the things now, and this works really well. You can unbolt it here, and I put a D-shaped rubber seal as I was saying, and the padlock there. This lock was really stupid. Normally you put the thing over it so it covers the screws, but this is too long to fit in this gap, so it wouldn't work. But I'm just going to put a blob of weld on all the screws, and then they can't undo the screws. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty cool. It works really well. You can dump all your wood in there, lock it all up again, and then go in, and it's all clean. So yeah, but anyway, I'm going to go off to bed now, and I'll catch you in the morning. So just having some of my own toast with avocado. It's kind of why I made the bread, because the avocado needed eating. I was amazed yesterday by the solar. Absolutely blown away. The van is pointing kind of southeast, so when the sun's setting, the panels are actually, sorry, not the van, the panels are facing, which means come sunset the solar's on the back of the panels, which is no good because they're not bifacials. But yeah, I was absolutely blown away because I got 5.5 kilowatt hours yesterday. That's what I harvested. Mad. And as I say, come like 5 o'clock, the sun's kind of the wrong side of the panels, so I'd be better off flattening them, but I just can't be asked. Because yesterday I got to about 95% from 60%, and then I baked this bread, which brought it down a bit, and then it got all the way back up to 100, kicked the immersions in, heated the hot water to 45 degrees, then that was ticking on and off. Then I made some dinner last night, but yeah, when the sun set, well, when the sun was on the back of the panels, it was starting to go down to about 99%. But yeah, it got to 100% and fully hot water and baked some bread yesterday in September. You know, if I can be sorted through the whole of September and the whole of March, then there's only really 4 months that I got to think about for knocking the engine in. So probably October I'll turn the B2B on, because it's still off. I turned it on once to test it, and then I turned it on once to use it last week, but then I saw this week of sun coming, and I was like, even if I'm at 0%, I'll still fully charge the battery. And when I go to a town to get the welder, I'm going to buy lithium grease for the wheel bearings, because I know you shouldn't use the normal grease because it's not high temperature. So going to be doing all that on Tuesday. That might be a separate video though, because I kind of want to do these videos as, not as a how-to, but just as a I'm doing this, because there's not many T1 videos, there's no T1 videos out there on how to do the wheel bearings, so I thought, why not just film it? Even if I don't completely understand it, at least people can see it coming apart and going back together. But yeah, this week's video is all about upgrades to the van, winter upgrades, and I just wanted to talk a bit about that. What you do and don't need. Now obviously I'm doing all these winter upgrades and prep for the winter, but in all honesty, I stayed in this van when it was less than half of what it is now, and I coped fine. So these are, you know, necessity things, but things like tyres. I was going around Wales last time and it was really dry last winter. I didn't see any proper snow in the van, so yeah, if you're gonna go see proper snow, or even going just long distance up mountains or over all terrains, definitely probably invest in some half decent tyres. Like mine are old 8 and 9 year old tyres. I mean, they're not too bad, they're mud and snow rated, and all season, but they're not like all terrains, they're just mud and snow rated, so they've got a kind of deepish groove. But yeah, definitely I would recommend some tyres, so that's the next upgrade. Make sure you got a spare wheel, honestly, like it was just, that's the other thing I've been doing. Lights from last week's video, big winter upgrade. It can be an absolute game changer for winter, for parking and working around the van at night, chopping wood, doing all sorts. Having the lights around the van is going to be so useful. What else? Batteries. Yeah, have a good battery charger from your engine. You're going to need that. Heating. So I've sorted my burner flue. That was also another thing I did. Now I can have the door open as I did yesterday when I was chatting to you guys, but this morning you're on the burner because it's not as cold this morning, even though it's clearer this morning. Yesterday was all foggy and damp, although it's still damp here because we're by the canal. But yeah, so good heating. I honestly, if you live in your van and you're going to be up in minus temperatures for a long time, I mean, if you just watch Ash's videos for one, I mean, Alex Frood, you know, fair play to him just with his diesel heater. But yeah, if you watch Ash's videos where he went up to the Alps and Chamonix and stuff with just the diesel heater, he was struggling to heat it, and then they went to Sweden and it was like -30, and you know, they were struggling to heat it with the burner, but the diesel heater would have had no chance, man. So a good burner is definitely, I would say, you can get so much heat off them. As people say, it's always too hot. You know, you're not going to be too cold with one of these unless you can't find any wood. So yeah, I recommend both really, because that's what I've got. If one breaks, well, not if one breaks, if you can't find wood, you should have diesel. But if your diesel heater breaks, which, you know, they're not known for doing it, the burner won't ever really fail. You know, you stick wood in it and you make a fire and it'll just give off heat. There's no electrics, no nothing. So really simple. I really would recommend it. And I heat my water up for washing up on there in the winter, so just always have a kettle on the burner, and you can have hot water for washing, hot water for washing up, or literally stick it on the stove for like 2 minutes, or well, for me it's like 30 seconds with the electric. It works so quickly, and when it's already at like 80 degrees the water, it's only got to just tip it over the boiling point. A burner, in my opinion, is always a must-have. Tilting solar. So that's also going to be a separate video. That's going to be last week's video. Tilting solar, honestly, as you saw from my results, if you did watch that video, I got 500 watts when one was tilted, and the other one that was lying flat was only at 380 watts, and that's in September. So big difference, because the sun's a bit lower now come September. And then the other thing, and I've seen people like another demonstration of Ash's videos. He tilted as he was getting in 1 amp into his battery, and he tilted it and he was getting like 9.5, so that's like 10 times the power almost. So they literally are a game changer. Obviously if it's cloudy and snowy and rainy and miserable, you're still going to get no solar, but the second that sun comes out, if your panels are flat, you'll get like 50 watts, or if that. Like 1 amp that Ash was getting, that's 10 watts, so well, 15 watts, so really nothing. But then you tilt it and you get nearly 100 watts or 100 watts, and you're like, wow, 15 to 100 watts of solar. That's a big difference, you know. But in my case, it would be like, maybe I'll be pulling in 100, and then I'll tilt it and I'll be pulling in like 200 or 300, and I'll be like, well, hey, you know, it's still not masses, but it's more than you had before. So honestly, if you can work out how to tilt your panels, definitely do it. What else have I got to do this winter? I put fresh MOT on my van. I'm going to be doing Lanagard again under this, but this is because it's a Mercedes and it likes to rust, and the salt won't do it any good, so I'll slap it in under treatment. Service, just always every 5,000 miles for Rose. So I'll be doing that in Wales on the way up to Scotland when I go see my friend in Anglesey. I've got a shower this time. Obviously you don't need a shower at all. Just, what did I do? I just had washes, I think, and then showers at friends. So let's crack on. Pretty sure I did these up with a torque wrench as well, just to 170 Newton meters. Oh. I think that's not too helpful, really, is it? This should not be this stiff, by the way. My other one wasn't. Not sure why this one is. It's coming out. But not very happily. I'm not going to do the bearings on this side. I'm not going to make a video about this either. It's coming. Okay, so this is the point at which I decided this is now going to be part of this video, guys. I just decided then. I might have even put it in the video. I've had enough. I can't make a good enough how-to video while struggling under this van. I'm trying to meet a deadline tomorrow at 11:30. Okie dokie, that's going to go on there now. Plenty of grease has been added, I think. I hope. Okay. I read through the manual. Mercedes do recommend you use some tools to make sure it's all, you know, spinning correctly, but I counted 11.5 turns off this, so half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All done. Good day's job. Dirty day's job. Can you see the state of that foot? Very dirty. Very dirty. Yeah, done. Day's done. Other side still in bits, but got new disc on, wheel bearing all done up. Didn't change the wheel bearing, didn't need doing. Bought 2 off Eurocar parts because just bought them as soon as I knew that they were wrong, basically. But yeah, now this one's done, I'm actually going to get the other one returned. I think I said because it's twice the price. But yeah, just going to have a shower now and clean myself up in my lovely clean shower in the van. If you didn't see that video, card's up here. And yeah, hopefully we get it all done first thing tomorrow, and the bits arrived at Eurocar Park by 9, and I'll be out in the car, come back, we'll change it over, and then we can leave, get some tyres, go down to Stonehenge, and that's going to be the end of this video. When we're at Stonehenge, that's the destination. Can we get to Stonehenge tomorrow? That is the aim. Hello everyone, welcome back to the video. I made it down to Stonehenge, as you might be able to tell. It's lovely weather. We're getting the last glimpse of sun before winter sets in, which is good, soaking up vitamin D, but also staying out the sun because it is hot. It's like 34 degrees outside, absolutely boiling, but yeah, beautiful. So making the most of the sun before it disappears after this week. And then that'll probably be it for winter then, the darker days set in. But yeah, also looking forward to it. On a positive note, going to Scotland hopefully. But I need to work for a month to save up money because I have no money. So there might not be any videos for a bit in October because, yeah. What happened, I pick up the spring from Merck. They ended up finding one for me and getting just that one for the throttle. So I fixed the throttle and the pedal feels so much better and the van is faster because that spring makes a big difference to how the throttle operates. So yeah, good to have the right spring on there now. And then I picked up the spring pack for the rear, but I'm not going to do it. The brakes work alright, so it should be okay. We got Travelling Cat in the Van UK there, the hippie bus further down, and then Wandering Womble. And Will's just turned up from Little Man Adventures. But yeah, vans should all be sorted, wheel bearing done, made it to the tyre place, got 2 new tyres. Oh yeah, got 2 new tyres, that would have been the last bit you saw because I filmed a bit on my phone. Tyre place was cool, they were very interested in the van and what it was and how it, and what I've done to it basically. I've got a sheet up there with the awning to block the sun. I've got my waffle boards. And we got the spare wheel there, and the door obviously there, the wood door, and then the tyres are just there. Michelin and Gillis. So yeah, pretty smart, and happy to have them ready for winter. Good morning everyone. Right, I'm at the South Central meet. I don't think I'm going to film much. This video has overrun by, well, now 5 days. I'm just late. There is no schedule. Yeah, I think that's going to be the end of this video. There's a lot of footage to get through, so I meant to end it yesterday, I just didn't pick up the camera. Apart from when I filmed a few morning bits. So if you did like the video, I've just set up a buy me a coffee, so if you're interested in that rather than Patreon, which is obviously a subscription, then that'll be now down in the description. But obviously, as usual, it's not all about that, but I do need to work because I have literally no money now. So if you are feeling generous, I'd much appreciate it. Save up for the Scotland trip. And anything you want to say in the comments, as I say, always stick them in the comments. If you're not subscribed, I'd always appreciate it. But and yeah, there's loads of other videos if you want to watch them. And I'll catch you in next week's one. Have a good one, everyone.